Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Fubar here. Today I have a Phoenix Protocol build that we're going to go over. I don't play a lot of Warlock, but I ended up using this because I felt like switching it up a little bit and playing with a Warlock just to kind of get a different feel for the game. So here we go. For the class ability, you can really use the Healing Rift or the Empowering Rift, however you would like to. I just prefer to use Phoenix Dive just personally, but it really doesn't matter which one you use. I ran Incinerator Snap as well just because I'm not really a fan of the Celestial Fire. I just feel like it doesn't do enough damage. I'm also using the Fusion Grenade because, like I said in the previous ones as well, it's just kind of like my favorite grenade to use on a Solar Warlock. Aspects, you're definitely going to want to use Touch of Flame. This is going to allow us to do more damage and get more kills with our grenades. I was also using Icarus Dash. This is just, again, a personal preference. It really doesn't matter if you use this or Heat Rises. I just prefer to use this one. And then for the fragments, I was running with Ember of Resolve, Ember of Empyrean, Ember of Searing, and Ember of Mercy. Here's some other fragments that you could throw in there in case you wanted to play it a little bit differently. You could run Ember of Blistering because this will help you get your grenades back even faster than you're already going to get them back. You could also run Ember of Singeing, which is going to allow your class ability to recharge faster whenever you're scorching targets, and you're scorching targets every time you're using like your Sunshot or you're throwing grenades. If you're thinking about running Ember of Wonder, I wouldn't really recommend it just because if you're running solar weapons, you can just use your harmonic siphon as it is just to get this same effect. For the stats for the build, I was building into resilience, recovery, and discipline. Going with resilience is always a good idea whenever you're doing anything above pretty much anything that's legend difficulty or higher, just because it significantly reduces the damage that you take by 30%, and that's extremely important. Also, if you're doing higher tier content, don't forget to add on your resistances on your chest piece. Recovery, just so I have a little bit more survivability because I was using this in Grandmasters this week. And then discipline, because spamming grenades on a Warlock is never a bad idea, especially if you're running ashes to assets on your helmet like we are today. So the overall point of this build is to get your super back as much as possible so you can put down as many wells as you humanly can. Phoenix Protocol's armor perk is called Battle Hearth. Kills and assists you make while standing in your Well of Radiance return super energy. Pretty much what that means is that whenever you put down your Well of Radiance, as long as you and your teammates are standing inside your well and you're destroying as many enemies that you possibly can, you'll be generating a bunch of super energy while you're doing that. You'll also see this here in a little bit whenever we're doing our mods. We're building into getting as much super energy back as possible, hence why we were running ashes to assets on the helmet. Another mod that's kind of important on this build is going to be using double firepower. You can use one if you really want to. So as long as I'm getting grenade kills, those orbs that are generated by those kills give me even more of my super back. So in theory, with the ashes to assets mod as well, whenever we're getting grenade kills, we're generating extra super energy just from the kill itself, and then we're also picking up the extra potent orb from that. Now you can always match your siphon to whatever weapons you're using, whatever your main weapon's going to be. In this case, I was using Sunshot, so that's why I'm running harmonic siphon. And since you're also building into recovery, you're going to be able to get your class ability a lot, which is going to let having Reaper on your class item kind of important as well, because as long as you're spamming rifts or spamming Phoenix dives, your next weapon final blow is always going to make another orb of power, and you're also going to reduce your grenade cooldown every time you use your class ability. Here's also a screenshot of the mods that I was running just in case you wanted to see everything that I had on at this time during gameplay. So this gameplay loop for this build is genuinely the easiest thing you'll ever do in Destiny 2, right? So your overall goal is to get as many kills as possible using your grenades and using any weapons that match the surge that you have on your helmet, right? Getting a bunch of grenade kills and a bunch of weapon kills and then picking up those orbs is going to give you a lot of super energy relatively quickly. And then once you get your well, you'll be able to throw that down whenever it makes sense. Don't just do it out in the open. You'll just waste your super. Ideally, you're going to put this down somewhere where there's a lot of ad density, so you and your teammates have an abundance of enemies to kill. That's going to help you make as much super energy as possible so you can get your second Well of Radiance as fast as possible. If you really want to cheese a bunch of GMs, use this build with someone else in your fire team and just run double wells. I promise you, for most encounters where you're struggling with a lot of ads, you'll literally just have unlimited supers going back to back to back to back. It's actually a lot of fun. I'm not even gonna lie to you. As you can tell by the gameplay, it's not completely perfect. I don't have all of my energy to get my third well already, but I'm pretty damn close to getting there, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, thanks for stopping by the channel. Let me know if you guys have any feedback for me down in the comments, or if you just really like the build, or if you really hate the build. Either way, let me know down in the comments. I'll see you guys next time.